Hey guys, how are you? So really quickly, different scenario here today. I'm in the process of doing a bit of cleaning down in my basement, so obviously not now. I'm shooting this video. So as I had told you guys before, and you're probably seeing something here, which I'm going to get to in a moment. This is a new to me guitar that I recently picked up not long ago. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me talk about it, etc. Just kind of adjusting the sort of stand that my phone is sitting on. Yes, for those who can read backwards, great. It's a lefty thing, you wouldn't understand. It's because I'm a left-handed guitar player. For those of you who know, obviously the channel is left-hand riffs, blah, 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 fucking blah. So you guys know that already. So this is, and I'm going to show you here now, this is my 2020 left-handed Epiphone SG. For the uninitiated, that stands for solid guitar, and it's basically the Angus Young, Tony Iommi, Joss Osborne guitar. Super thin. I just picked this up from the shop yesterday. As you can see, the Epiphone and sort of the pineapple looking thing there, the decal, and then you have the SG truss rod cover, trapezoid inlays, laurel fingerboard, heritage cherry finish, full full black pickguard, triple ply pickguard, obviously with a top hat style, volume 2 tone knobs, input jack down here. I never really liked it here. I always thought it should have been here, like how Tony has it. Your three-way pickup switch. This one here is top is in rhythm, middle is for both, and the bottom is for lead for those who like to do the fucking, the woodly woodlies. I'm not a woodly guy. I'm straight up a riff guy. I picked it up. So what I had done to it yesterday, and I'll get to the pricing and all the specs for the uninitiated and stuff here momentarily. I've been a fan of this guitar ever since I saw this being wielded by Angus Young on the Who Made Who album cover, and I thought, he looks really small. That guitar looks huge on him. What is it? I had to know. It was a Gibson SG. I have done numerous videos about Gibson. I've had many comments and many statements about Gibson and how I just don't find them that great of a company in terms of like what they do and stuff. This may have changed it. Now, yes, this is Epiphone, and Epiphone is the sister brand of Gibson. This guitar was crafted in China, and of course it was hand-spec'd in the States and all that jazz. I'm in Canada, so obviously you'll get to figure out the pricing here shortly. As you can tell, it's getting brighter in here because it's sunnier. Yay! Last little bits of summer. This thing weighs almost nothing. Obviously, I bought it because Tony Iommi, you guys know. Normally, if you were to look at a Gibson neck, it's going to be a lot fatter than this. This is a rather thin neck, and for my hand shapes and so on, essentially, it's easier for me to get my hand around it and to play and not have any problems. So when I say I had this in the shop, it's because I had. So this is a Graphtec new bone nut. It normally is set up for 10 to 46 gauge strings. Because I got a set of Ernie Ball not even slinkies, I wanted to make sure that this here, at least these two, but mostly this string here, which is a 56 gauge string, was going to be able to sit in here and sit right and be able to be tuned and etc. etc. I have the set up into C standard. This is not the Black Sabbath tuning. The Black Sabbath tuning is and always has been E flat or E standard, and as well as C sharp standard. I have this in C standard because, well, my other band plays in C standard some of the time, but my new project, which I'm going to eventually get revealed here very, very soon once we have that figured out, it's going to be tuned to C standard. It's going to be lots of fuzz, lots of gain, lots of distortion, lots of very slow riffs. Again, if you guys all know me, you know for my shit for more than 5 minutes, I love my death metal, I love thrash, but my thing has always been the doom and the stoner, the big fucking, you know, hit a big chord, let it ring, bah, bah, bah. You know, and get your big old fat bends and the, the trills and shit like Tony Iommi and Matt Pike. Just all that fun stuff, Crowbar, etc., etc., etc. And of course, you guys can tell I'm much fatter now on the screen. Again, professionalism. Okay, enough of my love of this guitar, and this problem is this is now going to be my personality for a while. That I own an SG. Again, ever since I picked up a guitar and I wanted to start playing it, I wanted an SG. I didn't realize I could get an SG. Back in the day, it would have cost me about $900. And I didn't have that as like a fucking 15-year-old kid, clearly. But I was like, I need to have an SG. At some point in my life, I will have one, and ta-da. So let's get to the specs on this baby. I have a sheet. I have an old birthday card, to be honest with you. Again, because I'm shooting this on my phone and I can't really look stuff up because my laptop's downstairs. And well, I think I'd be lucky if it turned on. At some point, I'm gonna have a laptop and I'm gonna be doing all the slightly professional things. So the specifications on this is obviously it is left-handed. It is an SG, stands for solid guitar. Mahogany body, again, professionalism. 24 and 3/4 inch scale, which basically goes from this point here all the way to this point. That's 24 and 3/4 inches. It is a laurel fretboard and not a rosewood, even though it looks very much like a rosewood. Trapezoid inlays. We have a 60s slim tapered neck, which I absolutely love and adore. It's got Alnico Classic Pro buckers in these for humbuckers. These bad boys right here, they make all the sounds. They pick up the vibrations from the string and send it into the... You guys know. Most of you do. Epiphone lock tone tunematic bridge and stop bar. And we also have, these are Epiphone style, these are Epiphone classic, deluxe tuners. Again, made in China. I still have stickers on this thing. I gotta take them off. Yeah, I know. Fuck off. Two volume and tone knobs, CTS pots, and the Graphtec new bone nut. And the Graphtec is a Canadian brand. Fucking go Graphtec. Thank you fucking very much for everything that you guys do. Now, pricing, because I'm sure, because I've said it a couple times, you're probably like, what did you pay for this? So, to preface all this, I wanted to go into getting guitar gear that was not going to cost me a whole lot. The Jackson that I've done a video on already, I bought that for $330 brand new. And I love it, but at the same time, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be my number one problem. This is probably going to be in my hands more than anything else, to be honest with you. Unless it's my kid for snuggle time and hangouts and hugs, you know. It's got the thin body. It's tuned to it's tuned to what I like, and it's got the strings on it I like. So the big thing is, I wanted to do this on the least amount of money as possible. So like I said, $330 for my guitar, my Jackson. I paid $100 for my head, which you've seen if the video is titled "I bought an orange amplifier," or "I bought an orange amp." That thing's got over that had over 1,000 views in like a very short amount of time. So okay, that's cool. At least I got some eyes on it. That's fun. So the Marshall oversized 4x12 cabinet, which is essentially 4 12-inch speakers, I paid $400 for that. Now, you're probably wondering, why does it matter how much I paid for this? Well, we were in the process of saving money to go to the UK in next year. I'm pretty sure it's April or May, in and around that time frame. So I bought the head, the orange head, for $100 Canadian, which basically is about 55 pound in the UK, and about 75 US dollars for the head. So that's a steal. The Marshall cabinet, I spent $400, and I bought that 2 days after Christmas. So you're probably thinking, why the fuck would you spend that after Christmas? 2 days after Christmas. Well, I got it paid off relatively quick. I made sure I worked extra hours at work when they needed me to. And I just did everything that I could to make sure I paid it off, like, very quickly. And of course, I got a bonus and a little bit of a raise because I would do a different job at work. Yada, yada, yada. So, and I got a pedal or tuner pedal for $30, but that was like last summer or whatever. Like, I was like, oh, I have the money, I have it spare, so I'll buy it. There's about 2 more pedals, roughly, give or take, that I really want to get. One is a Behringer SF300. It's a Super Fuzz 300. Those retail for $36. I'm going to grab one of those. And I'm also going to get a Proco Rat. Those 2 pedals are pretty much all I'm going to need for this. I might get a phaser. I haven't quite decided on that yet. I might wait and see where the new project goes. I may not ever need another pedal other than the Fuzz and the Rat pedal. That should cost me roughly about $150 total. I haven't gotten them yet. I'm waiting on I know my birthday's coming around the corner, so who knows? I might get rather lucky. So let's talk pricing on this. Because I said this is a 2020, all right, I need to talk about what this would have sold for roughly in 2020, 2021. We all know what 2020 was, and we're not going down that road. So this left-handed Epiphone SG standard would have cost brand new about $600 Canadian. So in US dollars, that's about $437. Okay, and in Great British pounds, that's about 325, based on today's pricing as it is. It could have been a lot different. It could have been a lot better. But these these conversions are based off today, not from 2021 on this. Now, when I bought the guitar and the OG price, and I say OG price is what it sells for brand new today in the stores. So the original price of what this cost, and like I say now, if I was to buy this brand new, would be about $700 Canadian. Okay, US, that's $510 US, and it's about 377 pound. What I bought it for. This is the big thing. So the local pawn shop near me, they basically take guitars in all the time. Some people go in and trade guitars, or they just can't afford, or they just don't want to play anymore, or whatever have you. Because they know the big box stores aren't going to really give much money, so they'll go to a pawn shop and they'll be able to get whatever for it. So they took it in at $395 is what they put it out for, which is not a bad price for one of these because it's still basically brand new. When I took it into Long McQuaid, they said, holy shit, you basically absolutely got the steal of a lifetime for that guitar. They said that guitar is easy $400 used. Which I said, yeah, because that's what they put it out for. It was like $395. So what the local pawn shop, what their policy is that because it's left-handed and it's a lot harder to sell these because there's not very many of us around especially who play guitar, unless it's a higher end guitar, they're not going to sell it that much because everybody has an SG and they want different ones. So they had it for $395 and then they kept dropping it because they either drop it every week or every second week, depending on what it is. I went in one Saturday and I saw it and it was $120. I said, shit, I might trade my Jackson in for this. But Corey, the guy behind the counter, said, no, they're going to lower the price again. I'm like, well, maybe it's only $5 extra off. No. When I bought this guitar, I paid $95 Canadian dollars. That's 51 pounds, okay, which I am not, clearly. 51 pounds and 70 US dollars. This guitar is basically still brand new. There's, I mean, the most minute of scratches. The most minute of scratches. Some of it's probably cat hair on this thing. There's probably more cat hair on this thing because of Kitty Cat than fucking there is actual scratches on this thing. There's no chips. There's no dings. I had Tracy put the polish to it. He cleaned it all up nice and neat. He moved out the nut. He filed out the nut for me. Like, he cleaned everything all up. He made sure everything was spick span. I paid more for the fucking setup and the filing of the nut, for Christ's sake, than I did the actual fucking guitar. Like, this thing is still in perfect fucking condition. Like, I sat and played this for like an hour and a half to 2 hours last night while the chief was up having a bath. And not to mention that, fucking, I'm sitting there, like, just playing and playing and playing. And I woke up early again this morning. I was up at like 4:55 this morning. And I sat and I was running through it again. My fingertips are quite sore because I haven't played it in a long fucking time. Like, holy shit. Like, I paid fuck all for this guitar, and I have basically a brand new guitar to fucking show for it. So the moral of the story is, if you're looking for a guitar that's gonna last you a long time, fucking go to your pawn shops, man. Like, I just went in there on a whim one day. I was like, I wonder what that thing's going for now. Less than $100 for something that should easily cost anywhere from $400 to $600 used. You know what I mean? Like, even if this thing completely shits the bed and it's useless to me in a year, it won't matter because I'm going to get the use out of this. This is going to end up writing all the fucking songs for the new project now. Like, which is going to be heavily inspired by Black Sabbath, fucking Matt Pike and Sleep and High on Fire, and it's going to, you know, there's going to be some Crowbar inspirations, there's going to be some COC, some Down, some With the Dead, Cathedral, all that killer stoner shit is going to be written on this. And I cannot wait to get this project started. I'm so fucking stoked. Hopefully we can get down to get some killer stuff written. And if I have to do vocals, it's probably going to be even harder because, well, I'm going to have to simplify the piss out of this to make sure everything sounds good. So thank you guys very much for watching this. I really appreciate this. You guys know how much I love anybody who watches this, even if it's like 10 viewers to 100 viewers to over 1,000. If you like it, crank that old like button. And if you want to see more of this stuff, once I get moving around and playing some more, I'm going to take some of my gear out to my buddy Roy's place, and we're going to just write and jam, and I'm probably going to do a proper review on it in terms of what I can do, what I can't do. But our full review probably won't fully happen until I get a pedal for sure. Anyways, guys, again, thank you much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.